Captain Elias stared at the holographic map flickering in the center of the control room. The new planet, Scilaris 7, was marked in a soft blue light. It had been years since humanity had discovered life beyond their solar system. But this world was different. Signals coming from the planet suggested intelligence, highly advanced, unknown. The Council had tasked Elias with leading an exploratory team. Elias was nervous, but excitement coursed through him. "All right, team," he said, his voice calm yet firm. "Scilaris 7 is our chance to learn. Remember, we're visitors. Our goal is understanding, not interference." The team nodded. Lieutenant Mara, the communications expert, checked her devices. "The signal patterns are unlike anything we've seen. If they are intelligent, they're advanced beyond our imagination." Elias smiled. "Then let's make a good first impression." The shuttle's engines roared as it descended into the atmosphere. Scilaris 7's surface was alive with colors, vast forests of shimmering silver trees, skies tinted green and gold, and rivers that reflected the sun like molten metal. It was breathtaking. The team landed in a clearing near the forest's edge. The air was breathable and the ground firm, though covered in a soft glowing moss. Everything around them seemed alive in a way that was almost magical. Suddenly, a ripple ran through the trees and a figure appeared. It was taller than a human, with a slender body, smooth skin, and eyes that seemed to shine with intelligence. Crowning her head was a subtle halo of energy, like soft light flowing from her hair. She moved with grace, almost floating above the ground. Elias stepped forward. "Greetings," he said. "I am Captain Elias of the Human Expedition Team. We come in peace." The figure tilted her head, studying him. Her voice was melodic, almost musical. "I am Lyria," she said, "Queen of the Zelari. Humans, you, are far from home." "Yes," Elias said. "We traveled many light years to meet your people." Lyria's gaze lingered on him. Something in her eyes suggested curiosity, not fear. "You are different," she said. "Most life, we observe, is cautious. You show confidence and respect at once." Elias inclined his head. "We believe respect is the first step toward understanding. We do not wish to interfere with your world." Lyria considered him, then nodded slowly. "Then you may enter. But know this. Scilaris 7 is not just land and water. It is alive. It watches. It remembers. One misstep can end in disaster." The team followed her deeper into the forest. The trees seemed to hum softly, the light shifting around them, as if the planet itself was aware of their presence. Every step felt alive, every sound vibrant. Mara whispered, "This place, it's like it's breathing." "Yes," Elias replied, "and it feels welcoming in its own way." Lyria led them to a clearing where the forest opened into a large crystalline structure. Its walls reflected the colors of the forest, and light danced across the floor in patterns that seemed deliberate. The Zelari Queen paused at the entrance. "This is our council hall," Lyria said. "Here, decisions are made, and bonds are formed. You will meet the elders and learn of our ways. But first, I must understand why humans have come." Elias explained their mission: exploration, learning, and peaceful contact. He spoke of humanity's desire to connect with intelligent life, to exchange knowledge, and to ensure the galaxy's safety and cooperation. Lyria listened silently, her eyes occasionally flashing with a soft golden light. "Your words are honest," she said. "Few creatures travel so far without desire for conquest. You may stay, but understand, trust must be earned. Our species values bonds above all. Those who fail to respect them are lost." The team was shown to their quarters, which were unlike any human structures. The walls glimmered, adjusting to their movements. Beds formed from soft crystalline material rose from the floor. Even the air smelled subtly sweet, as if infused with the essence of the planet itself. That evening, Elias walked to the edge of the clearing. Lyria appeared beside him without a sound. "You are alone," she said. "Do you wish to speak?" Elias nodded. I want to understand your world, the way you live, the way you think. It's unlike anything humanity has seen. Lyria's expression softened. Humans are unusual. You are fragile, yet bold. You survive through intellect and will. You take risks that others would avoid. Elias smiled. That is our nature. Curiosity and courage go hand in hand. For a moment, silence stretched between them. Then Lyria's voice changed, curious and gentle. There is something different about you. Your presence stirs a bond within me, one I have felt only rarely in my species' history. Elias blinked. A bond? Yes, she said. It is biological, emotional, and sacred. Our species rarely form such connections with outsiders. Yet with you, it begins. Elias felt a mix of awe and caution. I respect that, Queen Lyria. Whatever this bond is, I promise to honor it and ensure it is never forced. Lyria's eyes shone brighter. I can feel your intent. That is rare. Most humans would not understand. You do. The next morning, the team explored the forests with Zilari guides. Elias noticed subtle things. The way the plants responded to their footsteps, the way the creatures observed them without fear, and how Lyria's presence seemed to calm everything. At lunch, Lyria joined them. She sat gracefully, her movements precise yet surprisingly relaxed. She spoke of Zilari history, their respect for all life and their traditions of forming bonds not just with their own kind, but with those who proved themselves trustworthy. Elias listened intently, fascinated by the depth of her culture. Your species' respect for life is remarkable, he said. Humans can learn much from you. Lyria smiled faintly. And humans teach us as well. Your bravery, your curiosity, your resilience. These are traits even we admire. As days passed, the humans learned Zilari ways. How they communicated with the planet, how they used energy, and how they celebrated life. Elias and Lyria spent time together, discussing science, philosophy, and the universe's mysteries. A quiet connection grew, one built on mutual respect and fascination. One evening, while watching the twin suns set over a forest of shimmering silver trees, Lyria turned to Elias. Her voice was soft, almost hesitant. Captain Elias, our bond is growing stronger. Rarely do I feel such excitement, such anticipation for what may come. Elias was careful with his words. I feel it too, Queen Lyria. I did not expect this. But I promise, whatever happens, I will honor your trust. And our bond, Lyria's eyes sparkled. Then perhaps, this meeting of our species is not only for knowledge, but for something far greater. A connection that could shape the future. Before Elias could respond, the forest around them shimmered. He realized the planet itself seemed to recognize their presence, embracing their bond in subtle waves of light and energy. The air vibrated softly, a reminder that Xylaris 7 was alive, aware, and perhaps approving of what was beginning. The parting thought of the day lingered in Elias's mind. Humanity had traveled across the stars seeking knowledge, but here, on Xylaris 7, they had found something unexpected, a bridge between species, a bond that was rare, sacred, and full of potential. As night fell, the stars of Xylaris 7 shone like jewels, reflecting in the rivers below. Elias looked at Lyria, then at the glowing forest around them and whispered quietly to himself, "This is only the beginning." The first part of their story had begun, not with conflict or conquest, but with curiosity, respect, and a bond that promised to change both their worlds forever. The morning sun of Xylaris 7 bathed the crystalline city in shades of gold and green. Captain Elias awoke feeling a strange sense of anticipation. The bond he felt with Queen Lyria was no longer subtle. It pulsed quietly, like a rhythm connecting him to the very heart of the alien world. He met with Lieutenant Mara and the rest of the team in the main hall. "We have a lot to learn today," Elias said. Lyria offered to show us how her people communicate with the planet itself. That could change everything we know about biology and energy. Mara's eyes widened. You mean, like some kind of telepathy with the environment? Yes, Elias replied. But it's more than telepathy. It's symbiosis, interaction, respect, and understanding combined. Lyria appeared at the hall entrance, radiant as always. Captain Elias, humans are ready for the first step, she said. Her voice carried calm authority, yet excitement shimmered beneath it. Today you will learn how the Xylari form bonds, not only with each other, but with life itself. You must participate fully. The team followed her to a serene grove. The ground glowed faintly, and the air vibrated with soft energy. Trees and plants leaned slightly toward the newcomers, sensing their presence. Elias felt it immediately. The hum of life, a gentle rhythm that seemed to pulse in harmony with his own heartbeat. Lyria gestured to the humans. To bond with the planet, you must open your mind and senses, not just your eyes or ears, but your spirit. Trust what you feel. Elias closed his eyes, focusing on the warmth flowing through the ground beneath his feet, the soft whispers in the wind, and the subtle vibrations of life around him. It was unlike anything he had ever experienced. Mara gasped. It's incredible, I can feel it too. Yes, Lyria said. Humans are unusual. Your species can adapt quickly. Most would be overwhelmed, but you sense the world. As the humans practiced, Lyria stayed close to Elias. Their bond was more than curiosity now. It was emotional, intellectual, and most strikingly biological. Elias could feel subtle shifts like the threads of life itself were weaving between them. Lyria's hand brushed his lightly and a spark of energy passed between them, gentle and mesmerizing. You feel it too, don't you? She asked softly. Yes, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. It's strange, but not frightening. It feels right. Lyria nodded. Rarely does a human connect this way. This is the beginning of a bond that may bring new life, something the Xylari call a sacred union. It is not just symbolic. It is real, biological, and precious. Elias understood the weight of her words. She wasn't speaking of romance as humans usually thought of it. This was deeper, a bond meant to unite species, knowledge, and life itself. Over the next few days, the humans learned more of the Xylari culture. They observed rituals where the aliens nurtured plants and creatures through focused energy, and watched as Lyria taught young Xylari to connect with the planet in safe, controlled ways. Elias and Lyria spent hours in conversation. They shared knowledge of the stars, history, and science. Elias explained human engineering and problem-solving, while Lyria described her people's understanding of life energy, harmony, and interconnection. You see, Lyria said one evening, our species values bonds above all else. To connect is to share knowledge, emotion, and energy. Humans, you are capable of something even we rarely see. Elias leaned against a glowing tree, watching the twin suns set. We humans, we survive through adaptation, creativity, and cooperation. But I never imagined we could connect like this with another species, another world. Lyria's eyes glimmered. That is why you are special. Most who visit my world cannot sense this. You do. And that excites me, Captain Elias. It makes me eager for what comes next. Elias felt a surge of both awe and caution. He knew this bond could be significant not only for him and Lyria, but for the future of both species. Yet he remained careful, determined to respect boundaries and ensure trust remained intact. The Xylari elders soon invited Elias and his team to a council meeting. The chamber was vast, the ceiling high and alive with floating lights that pulsed gently. Elders, tall and elegant, observed the humans with curious eyes. Lyria introduced them. These are humans from another world. They come in peace, seeking knowledge and understanding. Captain Elias has shown respect and wisdom. I request your guidance in allowing humans to learn and connect further. One elder, his skin like polished silver, stepped forward. Humans, your presence is unusual. Many would exploit the knowledge and bond for power. How can we trust you? Elias stepped forward confidently. We come not for conquest, but for understanding. We wish to learn and exchange knowledge respectfully. If we fail in trust, we will leave without harm, the elders murmured among themselves. Lyria placed a calming hand on Elias's shoulder, and the room quieted. Finally, another elder spoke. Very well, we will observe, but understand this. Trust is earned over time. Actions matter more than words. After the meeting, Lyria walked with Elias through the glowing gardens. They are cautious, as they should be, she said. Your species has potential, but you must continue to prove your respect and understanding. Elias nodded. I will. Every day, if needed. Your trust means more to me than any mission objective. As they walked, Lyria paused and touched a small plant glowing in a violet hue. See this? It responds to the bond we share. It will grow stronger as our connection deepens. Elias watched in amazement. So our bond? It affects life itself? Yes, Lyria said. Not in a controlling way, but in a nurturing one. Life senses trust, energy, and respect. The bond you and I share is a bridge between species, knowledge, and perhaps future generations. Elias's heart skipped. Future generations? He understood the possibility Lyria hinted at. Though human and Xylari biology were different, their connection could indeed lead to something unprecedented. A hybrid life form carrying traits of both species. They continued their walk until night fell. The forest shimmered under starlight, and the rivers reflected the twin moons above. Elias felt a calm resolve. Whatever comes next, I will protect this bond, Queen Lyria. I will ensure that nothing jeopardizes the trust we've built. Lyria smiled softly. I believe you, and that is why I am not afraid. In fact, I am excited. Excited for what our bond can bring, for what we may create together. Rarely does a human inspire such anticipation. Elias blushed slightly, unsure how to respond. The human mind was used to complex emotions. But what Lyria expressed was something more profound. A mixture of trust, curiosity, and biological resonance. The next morning, Lyria guided Elias and his team to a natural amphitheater where the planet itself seemed alive. Today, she said, you will see how Xylari bond in a ceremonial way. We do not force connection. We invite it, nurture it, and let life respond naturally. You will participate, not as a witness, but as part of the experience. Elias nodded. We understand. We will respect your ways fully. As the humans observed, young Xylari paired with mentors, forming bonds that allowed energy to flow between them and the environment. Trees grew taller, plants bloomed, and the very ground seemed to pulse with vitality. Elias could feel it, an almost electric hum that reached deep inside him. When Lyria approached him, the energy surged, and he realized their bond was affecting the environment, just as she had said. He could feel her intent, her excitement, and her trust. He returned it with careful focus, letting his curiosity and respect guide the connection. You see, Lyria whispered, this is how we nurture life. Connection brings growth, understanding, and harmony. And now, we can begin to explore what our bond might bring for both our species. Elias felt both awe and responsibility. The connection was no longer just emotional or intellectual. It was tangible, affecting life around them. He understood that their bond was a gift, a bridge, and a responsibility. As the day ended, Lyria turned to him with a radiant smile. Captain Elias, our connection grows. I can feel it more clearly now. Rarely do I experience such joy and anticipation. You have earned my trust, my respect, and my excitement. Elias bowed slightly. I am honored, Queen Lyria. I will continue to honor and protect this bond. That night, as he looked at the glowing forests and the stars of Xylaris 7, Elias realized something profound. Humanity had traveled across the stars seeking knowledge, but here, on this distant world, they had found something far greater, a bridge between species, a bond that could shape the future, and the beginning of a story that neither species could have imagined alone. The future was uncertain, yes, but with trust, respect, and the courage to connect, Elias and Lyria were ready to explore it, together. The days on Xylaris 7 passed like a gentle current, yet an undercurrent of tension had begun to build. Captain Elias could feel it, subtle but unmistakable. The planet, while alive and welcoming, was also aware. Every rustle of the glowing trees and shimmer of the rivers seemed sharper, almost alert. Lyria sensed it too. One morning, as Elias and the team were practicing environmental bonding with the Xylari, she spoke quietly. "Something approaches, Captain. Not a natural presence, but some a faction unlike ours. They have observed the humans. They do not trust you." Elias frowned. "Another alien faction? Are they hostile?" Lyria nodded. "Not all of them. But those who doubt humans' intentions may act first to protect their own. You must be prepared." The warning changed the tone of their training. The humans, while curious and respectful, now understood that their presence could have consequences far beyond simple exploration. Elias called his team together. "We've always known discovery carries risks," he said. "But we're here to learn and build trust. If conflict comes, we'll respond with intelligence, strategy, and respect. Nothing else." Lieutenant Mara adjusted her scanner. "I've detected energy signatures beyond the forest. Ships, possibly large. They're approaching fast." Elias nodded. "We must work with Lyria to protect both our teams. Humans adapt, quickly. We can combine our skills with hers." Lyria led them to a high plateau overlooking the surrounding forests. From there, they could see the first signs of the approaching faction. Sleek ships that contrasted sharply with the organic elegance of the Xylari. The intruders' intent was clear. Caution or curiosity did not guide them. "They do not understand your bond," Lyria said softly. "They see humans as a threat. We must show them cooperation and intelligence, not fear." Elias studied the ships. "We'll need strategy. Humans excel at improvisation and problem-solving. But we can't act recklessly. We need coordination with the Xylari." As the ships descended, the team prepared defensive measures. Humans focused on technology, energy shields, communication jammers, and drones capable of surveillance. The Xylari, led by Lyria, prepared their own defense. Not weapons of destruction, but barriers of energy and environmental control. Trees shifted, rivers redirected, and luminous vines grew to create walls and obstacles. Elias worked closely with Lyria, synchronizing human technology with Xylari energy manipulation. "Your species' connection to the environment is incredible," he said. "It complements our tactics perfectly." Lyria smiled. "And your ingenuity balances our caution. Together we are stronger than either alone." When the faction arrived, the confrontation was unlike any Elias had ever seen. The intruders' ships hovered, emitting pulses of energy meant to probe and intimidate. Yet the combined defenses of humans and Xylari were precise, measured, and non-lethal. Barriers shifted dynamically, redirecting energy harmlessly, while drones provided information and controlled the perimeter. Elias realized that the intruders were testing them, searching for weaknesses. But the humans' adaptability, combined with the Xylari's intimate understanding of their world, created an unbreakable network of strategy and protection. After hours of tense observation, Lyria projected a message to the intruders. Her voice carried authority, calm but unmistakably firm. "We are not your enemy. Humans come in peace. Their presence is guided by curiosity, respect, and collaboration. You have nothing to fear if you choose to observe without aggression." Elias watched as the intruders hesitated. The humans and Xylari's actions had not been violent, Yet the display of coordination and intelligence spoke louder than any weapon could. Slowly, the faction withdrew, leaving a few observers to monitor from a distance. "We have shown them what cooperation looks like," Elias said, exhaling. "No destruction, no fear, only respect and intelligence." Lyria's eyes sparkled. "You have done well, Captain. Humans are not just clever, they are brave and adaptable, traits that many underestimate, but which can change the course of events." The next day, Elias and Lyria walked through the glowing forest. The planet seemed to exhale relief, the trees swaying gently as if acknowledging their success. "You handled the situation admirably," Lyria said. "I am proud of your species. Most would have reacted with force or panic. You used your mind, your intuition, and you trusted me." Elias smiled. "Trust goes both ways, Queen Lyria. Your guidance was vital. We could not have done it alone." Lyria paused and studied him closely. "Our bond, it strengthened during the conflict. It is rare for humans to connect so deeply and respond so thoughtfully under pressure. I feel anticipation for what comes next. Rarely do I encounter such potential." Elias felt the weight of her words. This bond was no longer personal. It was a symbol of human potential, of how intelligence, courage, and respect could be recognized even by alien civilizations. Later, the team held a debrief. Humans and Xylari exchanged ideas, analyzing the intruders' tactics and how their combined defenses had succeeded. Elias noted, "The key was coordination and respect. We never tried to dominate. We adapted to the environment, listened to our partner, and acted strategically. That's human ingenuity and resilience." Mara added, "And we learned from the Xylari. Their connection to the planet allowed us to use the environment in ways we never imagined. Without them, we would have been outmatched." Elias nodded. "This is more than defense. It's a lesson in cooperation, in blending strengths. That's what humans can offer the galaxy: ingenuity, adaptability, and courage combined with respect for others." That evening, Elias met Lyria alone near a luminescent river. The stars reflected in the water, creating patterns that shifted with each ripple. Lyria's presence was calming, yet the excitement in her voice remained. "Captain Elias," she said, "we have faced danger together, and our bond proved itself. But the future will demand more. The hybrid bond I mentioned, it grows. Rarely have I felt anticipation so strong. You and I, we may be the beginning of something larger than either of our species." Elias's heart raced. He had understood her words before, but now, after shared challenges and cooperation, their bond felt tangible, almost alive. "I am ready, Queen Lyria. Whatever comes, I will honor it. I will protect this bond and the future it represents." She smiled, radiant under the twin moons. "Then let us continue carefully, respectfully. The world is watching, and our actions will define what humans are capable of in the eyes of the galaxy." The next morning, Xylaris 7's forests were alive with energy. The humans and Xylari continued joint exercises, blending science and energy, manipulation in harmony. Elias marveled at the results. Plants grew faster, rivers shifted predictably, and small creatures responded in ways that suggested an understanding of their teamwork. "You see," Lyria said, "our bond affects life itself, not by force but through connection, trust, and care. Humans, you are capable of this in ways few can imagine. That is why I am excited about our union, not for ourselves alone, but for what it represents." Elias took her hand lightly. "I understand. And I will continue to learn, to respect, and to grow with you." Their time together was interrupted by another alert. Mara detected movement in the far forest. This time it was not a fleet but scouts, curious observers from another distant system intrigued by the recent events. "They want to observe us," Mara said. "Not attack, but they're cautious." Elias nodded. "Then we continue what we've learned. intelligence, cooperation, and respect. Show them what humans can do without aggression. Lyria's eyes glimmered. Indeed. And Captain Elias, your species has already proven itself. Now, the galaxy will begin to notice. Our bond is not just personal, it is an example, and the offspring, the hybrid life I spoke of, may carry the legacy of this moment. Elias felt a mixture of awe and responsibility. Humanity had crossed the stars seeking knowledge, yet here, in this glowing alien forest, they had shown the universe that humans could be trusted, intelligent, and cooperative, and the bond with Lyria, biological, emotional, and intellectual, was proof that humans could rise to challenges beyond imagination. As the twin moons rose above the horizon, casting silver light over the forest, Elias understood the truth. The challenges had tested them, but they had not broken the bond. Instead, it had grown stronger, richer, and more significant. And in the days to come, that bond would shape not only their destinies but the future of two species, and perhaps the galaxy itself. The first conflict had been resolved without violence. The lesson was clear. Humans could achieve greatness through intelligence, respect, and courage. And with Lyria by his side, Elias felt ready for whatever challenges awaited, together, united in purpose and potential. The morning on Scilaris 7 began with a soft golden light filtering through the shimmering silver trees. Captain Elias awoke with a sense of purpose. After the recent events with the rival faction, both humans and Xylari had proven that cooperation could overcome even uncertainty and fear. But today was different. Today marked the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter of understanding, learning, and cultural exchange. Lyria met Elias in the glowing courtyard near the crystalline council hall. She appeared as radiant as ever, her presence exuding calm authority. "Captain Elias," she said, her melodic voice gentle, "today you and your people will participate in our sacred cultural rituals. You will observe and you will engage. It is time for humans to understand our ways, not only through study but through experience." Elias nodded. "I am ready, Queen Lyria. I want to learn everything I can, and to ensure our bond grows stronger." Their first destination was a vast amphitheater formed naturally by crystal formations and flowing streams. The space glimmered with soft light and was alive with subtle energy pulses. Young Xylari moved gracefully among the structures, guided by their elders, performing rituals that Elias had not yet fully understood. Each movement, each gesture seemed to communicate with the planet itself, causing plants to bloom, streams to shift, and the air to hum gently. "This is how we nurture connection," Lyria explained as they watched. "Our ceremonies are not just symbolic. They teach our people to listen to life itself, to understand energy, emotion, and trust. You will participate, not as observers alone, but as contributors to this living experience." Elias felt a mixture of awe and responsibility. Humans were used to studying, measuring, and analyzing, but here learning was felt, experienced, and shared. As he closed his eyes and focused, he could sense subtle pulses in the air, the gentle sway of the crystal formations, and the rhythmic flow of energy through the forest. Lyria extended her hand. "Captain Elias, our bond will guide you. Trust it. Let it connect you to the world and to me." Elias took her hand carefully. A warm energy flowed between them, and he felt an almost tangible connection to the planet. The humans in his team followed their own guidance, learning to attune themselves to the subtle signals around them. Mara's eyes shone with excitement. "This is incredible. I can feel it, the connection, the life, everything." "Yes," Lyria said. "Humans are unusual. You can adapt quickly, yet you also carry curiosity and respect. That combination allows bonds to flourish even across species." After hours of shared ritual and training, Lyria led Elias and the humans to a secluded garden deep within the crystalline city. Exotic plants glowed softly, reflecting the energy of life flowing through them. The Xylari elders joined them, speaking of the importance of bonds, the sacredness of life, and the responsibility of nurturing new connections. One day, and I, Elder said, his voice soft yet powerful, you may witness a rare occurrence, life born of trust and understanding between species. It is not to be rushed or forced. It is a gift to those who are ready. Elias listened carefully. He understood that the hybrid bond Lyria had spoken of was approaching, and it was not merely biological, it was symbolic, emotional, and deeply sacred. Humanity's role was to honor it, to ensure trust, and to learn from the wisdom of the Xylari. Over the next several days, the humans immersed themselves in Xylari culture. They learned how the Xylari communicated with their environment, how they nurtured life, and how they approached science not merely as observation but as participation. Elias marveled at how the Xylari combined technology, energy manipulation, and empathy into a seamless whole. One evening, while walking along a glowing river with Lyria, Elias spoke quietly. Your species' understanding of life is beyond anything humans have seen. But I wonder, how does a bond like ours grow beyond ceremony and training? Lyria paused, watching the reflection of the twin moons in the river. Growth comes from trust, respect, and shared experience. The bond between a human and a Xylari is rare. It is guided by both intent and connection. You have already proven yourself through courage and wisdom. Now, it is time to explore what our bond may create. Elias felt a mixture of excitement and reverence. He had not expected to experience such a profound connection with an alien species, yet he could feel it in every thought, every heartbeat. I am ready, he said, to learn, to understand, and to respect. Lyria smiled. And that is why I trust you, Captain. The bond is not only for us, but for what may come. Rarely do I encounter humans capable of such understanding. The following day, the Xylari Council invited the humans to participate in a joint project. Together, they worked to stabilize a section of the forest that had been affected by environmental fluctuations. Humans contributed practical problem-solving skills, while the Xylari guided energy flows and ensured balance with life around them. Elias watched as bridges were built, energy barriers formed, and plants responded to the collaborative efforts. This is incredible, he said. Human ingenuity and your guidance, it's working perfectly. The forest responds to cooperation, not force. Lyria's hand brushed his lightly. You see, Captain? Our bond strengthens not only us, but everything around us. Connection brings growth, trust, and harmony. And soon the bond will extend even further. Elias realized the weight of her words. The hybrid bond they shared was approaching. It would not be something casual or simple. It would be a new life, a symbol of unity and understanding between humans and Xylari. He felt awe, responsibility, and hope all at once. During the days that followed, the humans observed the Xylari preparing ceremonial spaces for the next phase of the bond. It involved plants, crystal formations, and controlled energy flows that would nurture both connection and life. Elias and Lyria worked together closely, ensuring every step was respectful, precise, and harmonious. You handle this with care, Captain, Lyria said one evening as they calibrated energy fields. Most outsiders would be reckless, even unintentionally. You understand the balance. Elias smiled, feeling pride yet humility. It is because you guide me, and because humanity has a deep need to learn, to connect, and to respect life. That is what we offer. Lyria's eyes glimmered. And that is why our bond excites me. Rarely have I seen a human inspire such anticipation. You are ready for the next step. Soon, life may emerge from our connection. Not forced, not controlled, but born of trust, understanding, and respect. That night, Elias and Lyria walked to the highest terrace overlooking the city. The twin moons cast silver reflections over the crystalline structures, and the forest glowed softly below. Captain Elias, Lyria said, the hybrid bond is not just biological. It is cultural, emotional, and sacred. Our species honors those who can participate with respect. You have proven yourself worthy. And soon, the bond will deepen in ways neither of us could have imagined alone. Elias took her hand. I understand, Queen Lyria. I will continue to learn, to respect, and to protect this bond. Whatever comes, it will be guided by trust and care. Lyria smiled, her eyes shining with both joy and anticipation. Then we are ready. Together we will see what our connection can create. And perhaps in doing so, humanity will show the galaxy what courage, intelligence, and respect can accomplish. The following days were filled with preparation. Humans learned to coordinate with Xylari energy flows, to observe ceremonial protocols, and to participate without imposing. The bond between Elias and Lyria grew stronger, deeper, and more tangible. They could feel it influencing the environment. Around them, the rivers, the plants, the crystal formations all resonated with their connection. Mara watched in amazement. I've never seen anything like this. The humans and Xylari together. It's like life itself responds to cooperation. Elias nodded. That is the power of connection. Not domination, not conquest. Understanding, respect, and shared purpose. That is what humans bring, and what we can achieve together. Finally, the moment arrived for the ceremonial acknowledgement of the hybrid bond. Lyria led Elias to a sacred grove surrounded by crystal pillars and glowing flora. The elders were present, the energy of the planet humbly concentrated in a calm rhythm. You are ready, Lyria said softly. Not as a visitor, but as a participant. Our bond is sacred, and the potential for new life is rare. Trust yourself, trust the connection, and trust me. Elias nodded, feeling the weight and beauty of the moment. He understood that this was not a simple interaction. It was history in the making. Humanity and Xylari were about to create something extraordinary, a symbol of unity, respect, and understanding that could reach beyond this planet, beyond this galaxy. As they began the ceremonial steps, the forest around them responded. Plants grew taller, streams shimmered with energy, and the air pulsed gently with the rhythm of life. Elias and Lyria's bond flowed naturally, guided by respect, trust, and the intelligence of two species working together. For the first time, Elias truly understood what Lyria had meant. This bond was more than emotional or intellectual. It was life itself recognizing connection, cooperation, and harmony. And soon, it would bring forth a legacy that neither species could have imagined, alone. The dawn on Xylaris 7 was unlike any sunrise Elias had ever witnessed. Twin suns rose over the forest, casting long beams of gold and green across the crystal structures. The air shimmered with energy, almost humming in harmony with life itself. Today was the day, the culmination of all their preparation, learning, and trust. Captain Elias stood beside Queen Lyria in the sacred grove. The humans and Xylari had gathered in respectful silence, each aware of the significance of this moment. The plants glowed softly, streams reflected the twin suns, and the air pulsed gently with life energy. The elders observed with calm authority, and Lyria's expression radiated excitement mixed with serenity. This is the moment, Lyria said, her melodic voice carrying through the grove. The bond we have nurtured will now create life. Not forced, not controlled, but born of trust, understanding, and shared respect. Elias felt a surge of awe. He had anticipated this day, yet he could not fully comprehend its depth. Humanity had traveled across the stars seeking knowledge, but here, they were witnessing the birth of a connection that could change the course of both species. The humans were positioned with Lyria at the center of the grove, while the elders began a soft, harmonious chant that resonated with the energy of the planet. Elias felt a warmth spread through him, an energy that flowed from Lyria to him, and then outward, connecting to the life around them. Focus on connection, Lyria instructed. Do not think of power or control. Feel, share, trust. Elias closed his eyes. He felt the bond, stronger than ever, pulsating with life and intention. It was more than emotion. It was understanding, respect, and anticipation. Their energy intertwined with the planet itself, creating waves of light that rippled across the grove. The humans and Xylari around them watched in awe as the energy intensified, forming patterns in the air that seemed alive. Elias could feel the planet responding, nurturing the bond between him and Lyria. He understood now. Life recognizes trust, cooperation, and respect. It responds to those who act with care and wisdom. Then, a soft glow emerged from the center of the grove. Elias and Lyria felt it together, a presence that was not quite them yet part of them. The elders nodded, recognizing the rare occurrence that few had witnessed in Xylari history. "This is life," one elder said quietly. "Born of connection, born of trust, and born of mutual respect. Rare indeed is such a union." Elias opened his eyes. Before him floated a delicate form, radiant with energy yet grounded in biological reality. It was small, fragile, and perfect in its uniqueness, a hybrid life that carried traits of both humans and Xylari. Its skin shimmered faintly, reflecting the colors of the forest, and its eyes shone with intelligence beyond its size. Lyria smiled, her hands glowing softly as she guided the energy around them. "This life is a symbol," she said, "a symbol of what humans and Xylari can achieve together. It carries both our strengths, your resilience, your curiosity, your courage, our intelligence, our harmony, our connection with life itself." Elias reached out carefully, feeling the warmth and energy radiating from the hybrid being. "It's amazing," he whispered. "A perfect blend, and a promise for the future." The humans and Xylari gathered closer, each offering energy, attention, and care. The hybrid responded, its small form glowing brighter with each gesture, each wave of trust and respect. Elias realized that this moment was more than the creation of life. It was the embodiment of cooperation, intelligence, and harmony between species. Lyria turned to him. "Captain Elias, you have proven humanity's potential. Not through dominance or force, but through intelligence, courage, and respect. You have earned the trust of my species, and together we have created something extraordinary." Elias felt pride, humility, and hope all at once. "I could not have done this alone. Humanity has strength, yes, but your guidance, your wisdom, your bond, this would not have been possible without you, Queen Lyria." The elders nodded approvingly. "Let this moment be remembered," one said, "as a turning point. Let it be a testament to what understanding, respect, and cooperation can achieve across worlds. Let this new life grow as a symbol for generations to come." The hybrid being chirped softly, a sound that resonated like a gentle melody. Elias could feel it observing, learning, and recognizing him. In that instant, he understood something profound. Humans were capable of greatness, not through conquest or power, but through connection, ingenuity, and care. Over the following days, the hybrid grew rapidly, not only physically but intellectually. It exhibited traits from both species: human curiosity, empathy, and problem-solving, Xylari intelligence, harmony, and environmental awareness. The humans were amazed at how adaptable and observant the being was. Elias spent hours with Lyria, teaching the hybrid about humans, their languages, their history, their science. Lyria contributed her knowledge of Xylari culture, energy manipulation, and harmony with life. The hybrid absorbed everything, forming a bridge between the two species, embodying their shared values and strengths. Mara observed the interactions and said quietly to Elias, "This is incredible. Humans have never been recognized like this before by an advanced species with trust and cooperation acknowledged. This is HFY in action." Elias nodded. "Yes, and it proves something important. Humans can rise to challenges that seem impossible, not by force, not by domination, but through intelligence, courage, and respect for others." The celebration of the hybrid's arrival was subtle yet profound. Xylari elders and humans alike participated in rituals of care, nourishment, and energy exchange. Plants bloomed in response to the hybrid's presence, Rivers glimmered and the air pulsed with gentle harmony. It was a living testament to unity, understanding, and hope. Lyria turned to Elias during the celebration. "Captain, our bond has created more than life. It has shown both our species and the galaxy beyond that humans are capable of greatness when guided by curiosity, respect, and courage. You have changed perceptions, not just here, but potentially everywhere." Elias smiled. "We have changed perceptions together, Queen Lyria. Humans and Xylari side by side. This is only the beginning." As the twin moons rose over Xylaris 7, casting silver light over the grove, Elias and Lyria looked at the hybrid being playing among the glowing plants. It moved with grace, intelligence, and wonder. It was a symbol of hope, a promise that cooperation between species could lead to achievements no one had imagined. The humans were honored as guests, ambassadors, and learners. Their ingenuity, adaptability, and courage had been recognized and celebrated. The Xylari, in turn, had shared knowledge, culture, and trust, demonstrating that advanced civilizations valued cooperation over conflict. Elias understood now that humanity's journey across the stars was not only about exploration or conquest. It was about showing the universe what humans could achieve through intelligence, respect, and courage. And here, on Xylaris 7, they had done just that. Lyria placed a hand gently on Elias's shoulder. "Our hybrid will grow to symbolize the unity of our species and humans, and your potential is limitless. Never doubt what you can accomplish when guided by respect, intellect, and heart." Elias felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Humanity had been recognized not for power, but for traits that truly defined them: ingenuity, courage, and empathy. And, together with Lyria and the Xylari, they had begun a new era of understanding and cooperation that could echo across galaxies. The final scene unfolded under the twin moons. Elias, Lyria, the humans, and the Xylari watched the hybrid dance among the glowing flora. It was playful yet aware, intelligent yet curious, a perfect blend of two species and a symbol of a new beginning. Elias whispered quietly, "This is just the start. Humans have so much to offer, and with bonds like ours, there's no limit to what we can achieve together." Lyria smiled, radiant under the moonlight. "Yes, Captain Elias. Together, we will show the galaxy that intelligence, courage, and respect are more powerful than any weapon. Together, we will write a new story, one of hope, unity, and greatness." And so, under the stars of Xylaris 7, humanity's legacy took a new form. Not through conquest, not through domination, but through intelligence, courage, and cooperation. The bond between Elias and Lyria and the life they had nurtured became a shining example of what humans could achieve. It was a new beginning, for humans, for Xylari, and for the galaxy itself.